Hey guys! So today I decided to do something different. I never really talk about sort of ghosty kind of videos or stuff like that. So I kind of said to myself, you know, I'm going to do something different. So I'm going to talk about clowns. That's my topic. Not the best topic, considering I'm not a huge fan of clowns, but I found a really creepy story. Well, it's strangely creepy. A bit of paranormal, I think, is in it. So yeah, I just want you to let me know what you think about it at the end. Yeah, the story is called Clown Costume. I thought it was a bit strange. Not a fan of clowns, considering, like, I don't know, like when I was younger, used to like them because I used to go to the circus, stuff like that. Never really freaked me out, whatever. I don't know, as I got older I became more aware of them. I kind of thought, don't know, heard a lot of stories, like I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard about the ghost statue story and everything. That actually happened around my area. My mum and dad told me this like about 2 years ago, that there was a girl babysitting some child. Don't know if it was a boy or a girl. The child was about 3 or 4, was able to talk and a whole lot. One night she was babysitting the child and the child kept waking up screaming and terror and everything. They started saying that there was a clown touching her or him, I don't know who it was. So the babysitter kind of thought, okay, this is a bit strange, thought it was a dream at first, but then she was like, don't think this is a dream, she kind of assumed it was real, whatever. So she waited outside the room until she heard the child scream again. The child screamed moments later. She ran into the room and there was an actual person dressed up as a clown, like basically looking over the child in bed. She grabbed the child, don't know how she even got out of the house, but she got out of the house fine, rang the guards, clown was gone. So I was kind of like, that's really close to my house, this place, and I was kind of like, okay, this is really strange, considering that clown could be anywhere right now. And just, I don't know, just, they're creepy looking guys, like, I don't know, just kind of depends, regardless if they have a smile on their face. I think if they have a smile on their face, they're more creepy, so yeah. Let's get to the story for now. Okay, so, here we go. So this is called Clown Costume, just so you know. There was a teacher who hated his students. He hated the way they dressed, their odd hairstyles and their bad language, the way they slouched in their seats and the way they stared vacantly at him while he explained some maths problems really got on his nerves. They disgusted him so much that he couldn't bear to be around them. At school, he had a reputation for being strict, mean and unfair. If any of his students did even the slightest thing wrong, he would hand out punishments, sending them to detention or giving them extra work to do. The teenage girls and boys in his class grew to despise him, and he delighted in making their lives a misery. One night, as he was relaxing at home, listening to classical music on his record player, the teacher happened to look out the window and something caught his eye. In the window of the building across the road, a figure was dancing around. It was a clown, and it seemed to be staring right at him. Unnerved, he quickly closed the curtains and tried to forget about it. The next day at school, his students were irritating him more than ever. When his back was turned, they would make funny noises to embarrass him. One time when he sat down at his desk, somebody made a noise. It drove him crazy that he couldn't figure out which of the teenagers was doing it. That night, he was at home, reading a book, when he glanced out the window. He saw the clown dancing again. It was dancing around the same window, waving its hands like a crazy person. When it caught his attention, it reached down and picked something up. It was an axe. As the teacher watched in astonishment, the clown began waving the axe around like a mental patient. It was leering at him with a grotesque grin on its face. The teacher jumped out of his chair and quickly drew the curtains. He thought about calling the police, but what would he tell them? The clown hadn't done anything illegal. Not yet, anyway. The police probably wouldn't even believe him. They would just think he was crazy. He decided to put it out of his mind. The next day in school, the students were all staring at him silently. He wondered what they were up to. When he sat down at his desk, he found out they had placed a pin on his chair. He jumped up, screaming in pain and clutching his buttocks. The The teenagers burst into laughter. "That's it," the teacher shouted. "Detention for everyone. You won't be laughing this evening when you're going home 2 hours late." That night, the teacher was at home watching a documentary on TV. He happened to look out his window and saw some teenagers gathered across the road. He recognised them as students in his class, and they were spray painting graffiti on the wall opposite him. He had no doubt that the graffiti was about him. It made him seethe with rage. He reached for the phone to call the police. Just then he spotted a figure hiding around the corner. It was the clown. He was holding an axe in his hands and clutching to himself. He was just a few feet away from the unsuspecting teens. All of a sudden, the teacher was overcome with terror. He had no idea what the clown intended to do, but he suspected it was something terrible. He had to warn the students. He rushed out of his apartment, bounded down the stairs and ran out into the street. Watch out, he cried, desperately, but it was too late. He could only watch helplessly as the clown attacked the students. He heard their terrified screams as the clown hacked at them with his axe. The teenagers tried to run, but there was no escape. They were cornered, and the clown swung his axe, hacking and chopping and slicing, showing no mercy. It was absolute carnage. There was blood everywhere, and the sidewalk was littered with severed limbs and chunks of flesh. The teacher covered his eyes. All of a sudden, he heard the sounds of sirens, and police cars screeched to a halt in front of him. In the darkness, their headlights illuminated him. He looked down at himself and realised he was wearing a clown costume. On his feet, there was a big pair of clown shoes. Put it down, he heard the policemen shouting. Then he noticed the bloody axe he was holding in his hands. So yeah, that's the story. I thought it was kind of good. Like, you know, it was taking a while to kind of get to the point, if you know what I mean. Unexplained how the clown actually managed to get it on the man without him realising. Don't understand that, but it's just a creepy story, and I don't like clowns, so I just think it's kind of strange. I'm also home alone in my boyfriend's house, so even reading that story made me look around kind of thinking, God, is there a clown behind me right now, because I can't see anything. You know, I have my camera in front of me and I can't see my own face in the camera, so I'm just kind of like, what's going on? So yeah, but anyway, let me know what you think of the story in the comments below. Also comment if you want another story, something like this, maybe on a different topic, a different sort of urban legend or whatever you want. Let me know. Also, if you have any ghost stories, all my information for contacting me is in my description box as well. So you know, look through that and, you know, just send over whatever you want me to talk about. So yeah, see you guys. Bye.